And we are live. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? So let's wait a couple of seconds and see if you guys, can you hear me? Can you see me? Yes or no? Please let me know in the chat if you guys can see me and hear me. Let's wait a little bit and then I'm going to start it. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? It's all good? I'm excited about the live today because we are going to use a book. I love reading. What about you guys? Do you like reading? Tell me. Thank you, Nick. It's all good. Everything's working. Nice. Hello, everyone. Okay, so let's officially start it. Welcome to our special YouTube live session. Today we have an exciting topic to discuss, the 5 love languages. Have you guys heard about it before? By Dr. Gary Chapman. So I'm teacher Karine, I'm the host today. And I would like to remind you that if you want to participate, if you want to chat, you can, okay? So you have received the link. So you can just click on it and then you're going to join the room and we can talk if you guys want. That would be interesting to practice your English. That's a great opportunity. All right. So what are we going to do today? So I don't know about you guys, but I love reading. I love reading books from different subjects. And I believe this is a great tool to be used when you are learning a language. I know that in the beginning, it may be a little bit challenging. You will not understand every word, and even sometimes you can feel like sad or lost, but don't get worried about it. Okay, don't worry about it. Just try. Okay, it's really important to keep trying, to keep studying. And even if you do not understand every word, every single word, it's still nice to read a book and to expose yourself to the language. Okay, so today we are going to talk about this book. Whoop, I have my WhatsApp on. So sorry, I'm going to quit. And today we are going to talk about the book, The 5 Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. Anyone there has read the book already? Can you tell me in the chat if you have read the book already or not? Anyone? So to kick things off, let's briefly introduce the book, okay, and the concept of the 5 love languages. Dr. Chapman's book explores the idea that everyone has a unique way of expressing and receiving love. These languages include words of affirmation. We will see each one of them today, okay? These languages include words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Today, we will break down these languages, discuss their importance, and how they relate to communication and relationships. But before we start, hello, Bedreddine, welcome. So before we start, I would like to tell you a little bit about the book, what happened. So Dr. Gary is a marriage counselor. And what was happening is the couples would come to him and would share the problems they were having, and they would not understand what was going on. Like, even though the couple would love each other, they would have different love languages. They would see love in a different way. Do you guys, can you guys connect with that? Have you been in a relationship and then someone is showing you love in a way, and then actually you wanted to receive love in another way? So this is what was happening with these couples. And then they would come to Dr. Gary and say, Dr. Gary, we don't know what's going on. We love each other, but we don't understand each other. So after talking to many couples, Dr. Gary got to the conclusion that we universally have 5 different kinds of love. Okay, so today we are going to see each one of these and we are going to talk about it. A reminder, I'm here talking, but if you want to have a conversation, practice your speaking. This is a conversation class, okay? So I brought a topic and we want to develop it. If you want, you can click on the link and you can join me and we can have a conversation. Okay, guys, don't be shy. This is an important moment. Okay, we have only students here. We are all students, and this is a very good way to practice, right? And for me, having conversations, talking about what we like, interesting things, that's how we learn a new language, okay? Before I continue, if you have a book you really love and you would like to discuss in one of our classes, leave a comment in the chat. I will try to read. If I haven't read it yet, I will read it and then we can have it next class. Okay? All right. So I'm going to share with you a video, a short video. Let me share it here. And it will represent one of the love languages. Okay. Share screen. And then we will understand. So this is the official website from the book. And they have a short video for each one of the type of language. We are going to start with acts of service. Let's watch the video together. Oops, there we go. Look at this. Acts of service. For these people, actions speak louder than words. What does it mean, louder? Do you guys know louder? This is the comparative, right? It's more loud, right? So for these people, actions means more than only words. So if you just say, oh, I love you, you are the love of my life, this is not enough for people that want to be loved by acts of service, by action, right? So how do you know if acts of service is your love language? If when someone does something for you, you feel loved. You know, when you ask your wife or your husband to put the trash outside and they do, you feel loved. You feel very happy about it. And the same, in the other hand, if they don't, you feel really bad, right? Have you guys ever gone through a situation like that? Like you ask your partner to do something for you and they do not do it. So you feel really bad about it. So in the video, what happens in the video? Can anyone tell me in the chat what happens in the video? Let me go back a little bit here. So the kids were playing and the partner was just reading the newspaper, right? And the other partner was taking care of the kids, organizing the house. And then in the end, they change places. And then the lady comes here and sit and enjoy her time. And then the guy come here and just take care of everything. So this is the act of service, okay? Actions speak louder than words. How can acts of service show love? Do you guys know? How? What can you do to love your partner if they receive love through acts of service? Any examples? Can you guys share it in the chat? I'll bring some. You can help with cooking and other small tasks. Look at the verbs. I wanted to work with the verbs. Helping with cooking and other small tasks. Assisting them with challenging tasks. Helping, assisting, planning date night. So pay attention to the three verbs: help, assist, and plan, right? So helping with cooking and other small tasks, assisting them with challenging tasks, planning date nights. What should you avoid if your partner is acts of service? What should you avoid? Going back on promises to help. Going back, what does it mean? Anyone in the chat, what going back means? Do you guys know? Going back, it's when you don't do what you promised. So if you say, I'm going to take the trash out and you don't do it, it means that you went back on your promise, right? You didn't do what you promised you would do. So avoid it. Your partner will not feel loved if you do this, if they have acts of service as a love language, and if you do it. Disregarding requests for help. Disregarding, what does it mean? Say no. If they ask you for some help and you say no, avoid it. They will feel less loved, okay? And lacking follow through on tasks. So if you promised follow something, go through something, and you don't, they will feel less loved. Is it clear? Is love language, acts of service, clear for you guys? Is it good? Next one. Let's see next one. Receiving gifts. Tell me what do you guys believe that receiving gifts is? Very simple, right? Receiving gifts. What it's very important to mention about it is for people that has the love language receiving gifts, it doesn't mean that you need to give a very expensive gift. No. What it's important for this type of people is that you have thought about them and thought about something that they would like to receive. Okay? It's about the meaning of thoughtful gifts. What are thoughtful gifts? Are gifts that you give thought for, that you have been thinking. You just, okay, I'll just buy it, go in a store and buy it. No, you will think about it. What does this person like? Which type of experience or gifts or, something that this person would like. Okay, let's watch the video. For some people, what makes them feel most loved is to receive a gift. Okay? So what happens in the video? Can you guys tell me in the chat what happened in the video? So the poor guy, he tried everything, right? Come with balloons, like bring a surprise, and the other one was not that happy. The other person was not excited about it. But then he brought a gift, and then finally she was happy, or he was happy, right? So how to practice giving gifts or receiving gifts, right? How do we practice that? Giving a gift you think they would like to receive, or bringing them their favorite snack or treat. right? Even sometimes you bring a small chocolate or a small something that they like, so they will be happy about it, right? So pay attention to these two verbs, giving and bringing. Giving, giving, or bringing. Bring something to someone, right? What should you avoid for that love language? What should you avoid? Any suggestions? What should you avoid for people that have receiving gifts as a love language? You should avoid giving a gift that it's meaningless to them. For example, if they don't care about like the price or, you know, something that it's not important to them or that just doesn't make sense for them. So you should avoid that. And you should avoid failing to give a gift on special occasions because this is important to them. So if you fail on giving them a gift on these special occasions, then you're going to be, they will be sad, disappointed. They will be disappointed. So you should avoid giving a gift that is meaningless to them, that don't have a meaning, that are not important, that are not good to them. Okay? So gift, it's a pretty straightforward love language. If you loved when people give you visual symbols of love, that's how Dr. Gary calls it. So visual symbols of love. It's not about the monetary value, as I mentioned, but the symbolic thought behind the item. People with this style recognize and value the gift-giving process, the careful reflection, the deliberate choosing of the object to represent the relationship, and the emotional benefits from receiving the present. People whose love language is receiving gifts enjoy being gifted something that is both physical and meaningful. The key is to give meaningful things that matter to them and reflect their value, not necessarily yours. Something that it's really important about love language, guys, is you have to keep in mind that it's always about the other person. It's not about how you feel. It's not about what you would like to receive. It's actually about the other person, what it's important to the other person, okay? We cannot love our partners with the love we need. We have to love them with the love that they need, okay? We have to keep it in mind. Okay, so are you guys ready for the next one? So we have seen acts of service and receiving gifts. The next one is quality time. But before we continue, anyone over there, do you guys believe that you are acts of service or receiving gifts? It's love language. And then you can ask, teacher, how do I know what my love language is? You can think about it. How do you feel loved? How do you feel happy? Is it when someone does something good for you, promise you something and follow through that? Or when someone gives you a gift? Is it important to you, like in your birthday or Christmas time, that you receive a gift? So if so, these acts of service or receiving gifts will be your love language. But hold on, because we still have 3 more, okay? Let's see quality time. Let's watch the video. The names are very clear, right? Acts of service. So if someone does something for you. Receiving gifts, if someone give a gift to you. And quality time, of course, if the person spend time with you. So, but it's not any type of time, okay? You cannot be with the person and be using your cell phone, for example. It has to be meaningful. It has to be a time that you guys really enjoy together. Let's watch the video. So quality time, for some people, nothing says I love you like your full undivided attention. So what happens in the video? Can you tell me in the comments what happens in the video? What happened over there? Anyone? So someone comes with a gift. Yeah, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the gift, right? Different from the last language, love language. This person didn't care about it, right? And then when the other person comes and starts talking to them and, sharing a good time, then the person becomes happier. So for the quality time, it's about spending meaningful time together, okay? How do you practice this one? Can you guys give me any examples? If your loved ones loves spending time together, what should you do? What should you do? You can write it in the chat, okay? Go on date nights, trips, and walks. Okay, go on date nights, trips, and walks. Have deep conversations. This is very important to them. And what should you avoid? What should you avoid for that type of love language? Canceling plans like date nights. That's a no-no, okay? That's horrible. Don't cancel the plans. Go through that. Follow through. Excuse me. So don't cancel plans like date nights. Don't disregard shared activities. This is very important. Actually plan them, okay? Getting distracted when together. So avoid this, okay? People whose love language is quality time feel the most adored when their partner actively wants to spend time with them, and it's always down to hang out. They particularly love when active listening, eye contact, look, active listening, eye contact, and full presence are prioritized hallmarks in the relationship. Active listening. What active listen means? What does active listening mean? When you pay attention, right? eye contact, full presence. These things are very important. This love language is about giving your undivided attention to that one special person without the distraction of television, phone screens, or any other outside interference. They have a strong desire to actively spend time with their significant other, having meaningful conversations, or sharing recreational activities. Is it clear? So, how many love languages have we seen so far? 3. What was the first one? Acts of service, right? Second, receiving gifts. Third one, quality time. So share in the comments if your love language is one of them yet. If not, no worries. And of course, just to explain, guys, we all we can have one or two. So in the book, he says, Dr. Gary explains that we usually have one that it's like the strongest, and then we have a second one. And of course, it's not, for example, my love language is not gift. It's not that I don't like to receive gifts. It's just it's not the most important thing for me. Okay? All right. So let's watch the next video. Words of affirmation. Let's watch. A cute video, huh? So for some people, words of affirmation, your unsolicited compliments and encouragement mean the world to this person. Okay, so what you say, it's really important. Okay, words are powerful. For those with this love language, kind and encouraging words mean the world. What should you do if your loved one has words of affirmation as a love language? What should you do? Can you guys give me some examples in the chat? What would you do? What should you do? Encourage them, right? Encouraging words. Recognize their efforts. Emphasize during hard times. Listen actively in conversations. Remind them of their importance. Again, encourage them. Recognize their efforts. Emphasize during hard times. Listen actively in conversations. Remind them of their importance. What should you avoid? Tell me in the chat. What should you avoid? What do you think you should avoid if someone has words of affirmation as their love language? You should avoid ignoring their effort, lack of encouragement during difficult times, saying harsh words when you are upset. That's bad. lack of communication when they speak, not reminding them of your love. Should avoid this, okay? People with words of affirmation as a love language value verbal acknowledgments of affection, including frequent "I loves you," compliments, words of appreciation, verbal encouragement, and often frequent digital communication like texting and social media engagement. Written and spoken shows of affection matter the most to these people, okay? These expressions make them feel understood and appreciated. So what we have to understand is some of these languages, love languages, may not be important to you. So that's why it's important to know your partner well and use and love them in their love language, okay? So which love language have we seen so far? Let's recap. Words of affirmation. First one was acts of service, then receiving gifts, quality time, and words of affirmation, right? Now we are going to head to the last one, physical touch. Who there loves to be like touched and hug and all of that. Let's watch the video. To this person, nothing speaks more deeply than appropriate physical touch. Okay, so the power of a hug or a touch on the shoulder, it's really important. How do we love our partner if their love language is physical touch? What can we do? Any examples in the chat? Can you give me some examples of how you think you should love your partner that has physical touch as a love language? You can give hugs often, can give back rubs, hold hands with each other, right? So look at the verbs: give hugs, give back rubs, hold hands. And what shouldn't you do? What shouldn't you do? Forget to embrace your partner back. Draw attention to their physical flaws. Force them to show public displays of affection. Don't do that, okay? So forget to embrace your partner back. So if they hug you, hug them back. Draw attention to their physical flaws, like they have any physical things that you do not like. So talk about it. No, avoid it. Don't do it. Or force them to show this public displays. It has to be comfortable to them, right? So people with physical touch as their love language feel loved when they receive physical signs of affection, including kissing, holding hands, cuddling on the couch, and sex. Physical intimacy and touch can be incredible, affirming, and serve as a powerful emotional connector for people with this love language. The roots go back to our childhood. Some people only felt deep affection and love by their parents when they were held, kissed, or touched. People who communicate with their appreciation through this language when they consent to it. So it's really important, right? Like they have to feel comfortable doing it. Feel appreciated when they are hugged, kissed, or cuddled. They value the feeling of warmth and comfort that comes with physical touch. So now we have seen the 5 love languages. Tell me in the comments which one you believe it's yours. Which one do you guys think is so we have, let's recap, acts of service, right? So what is important for that person? You have to follow through with your promises. You have to do what they ask. Not to do what they ask, but when possible, try to do it. Receiving gifts. Just literally give meaningful gifts, right? So let's not forget that it's not only about the price, or it's important that, you know, it's a meaningful gift. Quality time. So spend time, have deep conversations. Don't get distracted when you are with that person. Words of affirmation. So tell this person how you love them, support them through words, right? And the last one, physical touch. So hug, hold hands, rub the back, right? All that stuff. So have you guys identified which love language you have and which love language your partners have? Anyone have read the book over there? Anyone would like to join in and share your love language, practice your speaking a little bit? So if not, I would like to read, before we go, a couple of quotes from the book, so we can discuss that a little bit too. So, what we do for each other before marriage, it's no indication of what we will do after marriage. So that's deep, huh? So you have to keep in mind that not necessarily what we do after marriage, sometimes we do after. So it's important to make these questions and see if, like, what happened before will keep happening after, right? Verbal compliments or words of appreciation are powerful communicators of love. So for the ones that words of affirmation is the love language, that's it's important. And one that I love, and it's the last one, we are trained to analyze problems and create solutions. We forget that marriage is a relationship, not a project to be completed or a problem to solve. Deep, huh? So we are trained to analyze problems and create solutions. We forget that marriage is a relationship, not a project to be completed or a problem to solve. Interesting, huh? Good. Okay, so I hope that discussion was insightful for you. Remember, reading a book, it's a nice way to learn a language. You can buy this book and try to read. Read it slowly. Don't get scared of it. And then it's a way to expose yourself to the language, learn something more. and practice, learn vocabulary. But also, a problem that some of my students show is that when they buy a book, so they want to translate every word. Don't do it. Try to understand the context. That's a good way of doing it. Okay, it's a good practice. All right, so let me stop sharing it here. Do you guys have any questions? You can leave it in the chat, or if you want to join, we still have a couple of minutes. If not, I will leave you guys here. Thank you for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you haven't read the book, buy it, read it. It's nice. And you can read it and come back here and share in the comments your thoughts on it. All right. I will see you next live. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.